Ladies and gentlemen, now may I please request guest speaker Shagufe Hossain, founder, project director, Leaping Boundaries, to say a few words, please.
থ্যাংক ইউ ভেরি মাচ শুভ সকাল সবাইকে আমাকে এখানে আমন্ত্রিত করার জন্যে ডক্টর এম মুহিত এবং ডক্টর আব্দুল মন্ডল স্যারকে অনেক ধন্যবাদ আমি this is by far the greatest honor that's ever been bestowed upon me, so thank you for that. আমি আমার বক্তব্যটা ইংরেজিতে রাখবো, আই হোপ সবাই বুঝবেন আমার কথা. So I'll start with a confession that I have to make, and that is that I have never actually been to a convocation ceremony in my life. I've attended about 4 universities, but I've never stayed at a university long enough to be able to attend a convocation and don this prestigious black gown. So this is my very first time attending a convocation, and that too at a university that I've never taken any classes at. The irony of that is overwhelming for me. And since I have never had the opportunity to witness firsthand what a convocation speech looks like, this was very helpful. Thank you, Tushar sir. And before this, I've been Googling a lot. And it looks like most of it is about imparting wisdom on those who are about to graduate into the real world. So I have another confession to make. I don't have much wisdom to impart, and I don't think I'm part of the real world yet. I don't feel like it. I can tell you a little bit about what I've learned along the way of my not so conventional journey, some life lessons, if you will. And you may or may not find wisdom in them. So I will talk about 5 things that I've learned over 5 years. And I've also made a list because it seems like that's what most people do. So here goes. Number 1, acknowledge your privileges. Even the most impoverished amongst us have some set of privilege that others do not have. Acknowledge them and allow them to humble you. Number 2, be open to possibilities. You don't know where life will take you, and you don't have to. We're all a little wary of being impulsive, but sometimes the things that you do on impulse can be the greatest thing that you've done in your life. But also listen to your gut. We all have an internal guidance system. And more often than not, your inner voice is kind and fair and compassionate. So listen to that inner voice, and it'll tell you where that impulse is coming from. If it's coming from a place of fear, then talk yourself out of it. Have an internal dialogue and tell yourself to come out of that. But if it's coming from a place of hope, then follow through. Number 3, not all of us are saviors, but each of us are saving something sometimes. We all have within us a little bit of a Superman and a little bit of a Wonder Woman. But sometimes, the very people that you're trying to save will be the ones standing on your cape. But remember that that's okay. Those who are able to sprout wings will fly with you. And those who aren't, remember that it's okay to shed excess baggage. Number 4, be ready and receptive to change. Adapt. Change course as and when required. Develop the ability to be a steady stream or a raging ocean as and when required, as life and time dictates. Remember that there is no such thing as failure. Cliche as that sounds, only lessons learned. Things will not go as planned. You will be proven wrong many times. Don't get caught up in the internal dialogue of self-blame. The should'ves, could'ves, would'ves. Forgive yourself. Take detailed notes on how to do better and move on. And finally, number 5, be fluid. Expand. Treat yourself like an ocean, like an ever-expanding body of water. Do not be contained or content within a glass. There is no end to growing, no end to learning, and no end to expanding. And of course, as you embark on this journey, you'll realize that life's a lot more than these fancy words that I'm offering, which sounds like they're cliches that have either been borrowed from these walls or some Facebook pages like Wordborn or Elephant Journal or 2AM Thoughts. But if you refuse to live life, to live a half-life and be true to yourself, then you will come up with your own set of lists of life lessons that you will share with others. And most likely, you will do a much better job at imparting wisdom than I have today. And with that, I wish you all the best for a wonderful journey ahead. Thank you for allowing me to speak to you all.